What's going on, everybody? This is Mike, and welcome to the new channel, Mike Untitled. You may have gotten over here from some of the sim racing videos that I did, maybe specifically the Obutto versus Playseat video. And this is going to be an updated video for that because I've read the comments and I want to provide some answers and some context, especially given the 2020 pricing on the Playseats and Obutto right now. That said, real quick housekeeping to get out of the way. First things first, I'm going to attach that other video to the end of this, and you will obviously be able to see I am a little older now and chunkier. And I would just say, youth is fleeting, my friends, so enjoy it. Second, I was doing some sim racing stuff on the retro channel, obviously not retro. So over here, I moved videos over, and I'm going to continue doing retro audio, headphones, cars, everything on this channel. So not everything's over here. Haven't got everything up. Please check out the other videos and please subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the videos. So back to the Obutto. One of the biggest pieces of feedback I got a couple years after recording that was how pricing structures had changed on the Ozone, specifically kind of altering the value proposition. I think a couple things were missed in that original video. If you went out shopping and looked at the components that was needed to be added to the Playseat to be an apples to apples comparison with the Ozone, the pricing came out pretty similar still, and it still does today. So the Obutto, yes, man, that's hard to say. Ozone is right now on the website. It's $393, and the shipping is a flat $198. So it brings it to, let's round up, roughly $600. The Playseat, on the other hand, on the Playseat.com website, it's around $400, and give or take, there's shipping options, whatever. Give or take's $400. Sometimes it's $50 shipping, which brings it to $450. Plus the slider, the seat slider, which comes installed on the Obutto Ozone, is $50. And then the gear shift mount, which is also stock on the Ozone, is $60. So that brings it to roughly $400 or $560 versus the $600 for the Ozone. So keep that in mind when you're watching the video. You're looking at $560 now versus $600. And given that, the Ozone is still the runaway favorite for me from a quality standpoint. Now, the one thing that I'll say for the Playseat, it's more compact, it's lighter, and it's easy to move around. So if you don't have a dedicated space, then that might be the better option because the Obutto Ozone's heavy. It's heavy steel. That's also why it costs so much to ship, but it's quality. I want to be clear, I'm not saying the Playseat isn't quality. I think it's a nice option. I think it's a flexible option. I think it's something that you can move and get out of the way and put in front of your computer screen. I'm not trying to say it's not a worthy racing cockpit. What I am saying is if you have the space, I personally feel the Ozone's the better choice, and I'm still using mine for the last 4 years, thousands of hours in it. It still feels like new. I'm still adding things to it. I just bought some flight simulation extension so I can put my HOTAS on it. I got the Warthog, and it's as sturdy and as capable as ever. And I'd keep that in mind while you're watching this video because that's one of the biggest comments that came out of it. So please enjoy the rest of the video with 4 or 5-year-old younger me back then. And if you have any questions, please post them in the comments below. I try to answer everything like I did on the other channel. And please subscribe. It would be huge on the new channel if you could throw me a subscription. So I'll see you. Thanks. Racing sim setup and cockpit compared to the Playseat Revolution. The second video you're going to see in the second clip is the Playseat Evolution versus the Revolution. And I bought the Evolution because I wanted the adjustable pedals. But what I ended up finding out is it wasn't as stiff in the steering wheel that I wanted. There wasn't a lot of resistance there like I thought would be. And there wasn't a comfortable steering wheel position, but that video is in there just for a point of reference in comparison to the first clip that compares the Playseat Revolution to the Obutto Ozone. So without talking anymore, here is the comparison. What's up, everybody? Mike, RetroGameFix.com. I have two racing seats next to me. Both are of similar cost. One is okay, and one is really good for the value. This one on my left is a Playseat Revolution. I got this about 3 or 4 years ago. There is a Playseat Evolution alternative that has a couple different options, but I don't think it's too different from what you're going to find with the Revolution. And I do have a video, like I said earlier in this in the intro, that I will compare at the end before I returned the Evolution because I didn't think it was a worthy upgrade. But what I do want to show here is the fact that the Evolution, it's an entry-level seat. It's got a center post for your steering wheel mount, and it is angled. This gives you some flexibility, and it's very convenient with the quick release. Now, if you have the Evolution, has some knobs to do some adjustments here and there, which you will see at the end of the video. If you were to mount a Thrustmaster wheel to this, I want to be very clear when I show this. You're pretty limited to where you're going to put this thing, unless you really want it, you know, in your lap. I mean, you really have one option for it. Again, I just picked this up. It's not screwed in. But there is a lot of movement here with the center mount because the chair and the rest of the unit moves with it. And that's the case also with the Evolution. And I want to just be real clear, between the Revolution and the Evolution, you're not going to see a lot of difference here. And we're talking inches about that. Now, the foot pedals have an okay position depending on the foot pedal that you have. The new Evolutions do have an adjustment, but if you find an older one or have an older one, you're not going to have that adjustment, so the angle can be wrong. But that, you know, overall, that's a Playseat Revolution and kind of the Revolution, like I said. Again, another comparison video coming up at the end. Now, this base unit is $369 or $70, $369 or $79 through Playseat.com. That does not include the shifter mount, and that doesn't include a seat slider, which I do not have on this unit. If you buy it as a combo when it's in stock, which is rare, that's going to be in the $420, $430 US range. Now, for $475 shipped, you can get the Obutto Ozone. Now, this comes with a monitor stand, which is a $200 option with the Playseat. Might be $170 depending when they're having sales. Now, this is easily removable. I won't be using it because I have this great theater screen behind me. The other thing that you get with the Obutto is a keyboard tray. If you want to use this for PC gaming, you get a keyboard tray. That's awesome. I will use it on my PC. For this example, we'll take that out. Easily removable. You'll also find that this isn't just a single pole adjustment. This is heavy duty. This seat, obviously you cannot put this in a car, but it feels like you could put it in a car. So, what do you get with the Obutto for $475 versus what you're going to be looking at for $420, $430 with the Playseat? Well, you get a full steel frame. This thing is crazy. So, unlike the Playseat, and again, I'm not mounting this, but you will get the picture. This doesn't move. You could break the steering wheel off before you're going to move this. Left, right, up, down. This thing does not move. This thing is solid. That is one of the most important pieces to racing, at least for me. What else do you get? The shifter mount comes standard. It's not a cheap shifter mount. This thing is locked in, just like the rest of the steel that this is made out of. This is a solid unit. In addition, seat slider. Full seat sliding action. I love action. This has it. Also, the Playseat is a very cheap, thin seat. If portability is your thing, yeah, certainly. This works. You can break it down, you can pull these up, and you can get rid of you can fold it in when it works. There, you can fold the Playseat in. This doesn't fold in like that. But what it does do is allows you full real racing seat motion. You can G-ride, if that's how you're rolling in GTA, go ahead and G-ride that shit. You wanna get up in it, you can do that. And it's ergo, it's comfortable. This seat is comfortable. If you need to get closer or further away, the seat is also multi-mountable. So say this just doesn't go far enough back for long legs, taller people, you can get the seat back further via the mounts underneath. Also, the adjustable plate for the pedal mount. Now, the Playseat Evolution, which you will see later in the video at the end, does have an adjustable mounting plate for the pedals. But this, again, full steel. This is heavy, heavy duty. If you don't want it mounted here, you can also put it flat on the floor depending on the pedals that you have. You also have another notch. If you need it to get a little steeper, there's a center mount screw here that will actually allow you to move it up to even get a steeper slope on how you want your pedals mounted. So, overall, between these two racing seats, $475 US shipped. $420, $430 US shipped for what seems like the same features if you had the seat slider and the gear shifter. You get the monitor mount, you get the keyboard tray, and you also get a trusty cup holder. I need that. Doing 24-hour Le Mans, you want to have a cocktail in the middle of it, boom, cup holder. It's a good time, but if I have to give a recommendation, I actually don't even think it's close. I bought the Evolution thinking I just wanted the adjustable pedal mount from the Evolution. It's not even close. This unit at $475 shipped from Main Performance PC is where I got mine. I think in the US they might be the main distributor, but it's not even a question. And you say, well, Mike, what are the cons? I don't know. I mean, it's probably not as sturdy as a lot of the other units that are out there at a more expensive cost. The powder coating can be scuffed pretty easily, much like the Playseat. There's not pre-drilled holes for the steering wheel, so if you don't want to use the standard mount, you will need to drill your own holes if you want to mount your foot pedals and your steering wheel and your gear shifter in. But before the money, you literally have a seat that feels like you could throw it in the car. You have all of the adjustability in the world, and if you don't want to play it in front of a TV that's on your entertainment stand, your desk, your wall, you can mount TVs right to it. That's an additional cost for the Playseat. So, Playseat, entry level. Ozone, entry level. One has a lower price tag to enter, but once you add all of the things that you're going to end up needing anyway, don't waste your money with the Playseat. Get the Obutto Ozone, forget about it, set it up, and have a blast racing. Like I said, after this, I'm going to transition into a video that compares slowly or briefly the Revolution versus the Evolution, and then I will do a video on how awesome this Playseat actually plays when I have everything hooked up. What's up, everybody? We're back after a break. It's a different day. I'm wearing different clothes. Anyway, I got the Playseat Evolution put together. I still have my bass and pedals mounted to the Revolution. But what I wanted to get into with this comparison is a couple things. The Revolution isn't available, at least on the Playseat website anymore, but there are a lot in the wild, eBay, Amazon, used, things like that. And I wanted to do a quick comparison between the two, and especially because when the Revolution came out, it was the more expensive unit. And the reason that they released it was because they wanted to solve the problem of, there was complaints about the down mount for the steering wheel base being in the way of the pedals. That was solved with the Revolution. Unfortunately, they didn't solve a couple things like give and some of the play within how the mounting worked. But before I get to that, there are some advantages. The Revolution does have a quick release adjustment system rather than the knobs that you're going to find in the Evolution. But the new Evolution does have the adjustable foot pedal mount now. You might not adjust it, but it's a nice option to have. Plus, there's more mounting holes in it for a variety of different pedals. I would also stress that both of these are entry-level units, and you can get them used in the $200 range. Brand new, they're $370 shipped, and then you'd have your gear shift holders, things like that, are extra. But the main reason that I will be moving from my Revolution to the Evolution was A, because I wanted to be able to adjust the pedal mount, and I had a lot of problem with how much play there is in this wheel. So just to show you, the wheel is a center mount to the seat, and you'd think that was fine, and you'd think when you put some weight on this seat that you're gonna get a nice solid, really solid stiff mount to the wheel. Unfortunately, that's not the case. When you're sitting on this, you can still get there's a good 2, 3, 4 inches back and forth and left and right. Now, of course, I'm pulling on this, but when you're racing and you have the force feedback and you're in tense situations, that can be a problem. And it kind of breaks you from the immersion, because I certainly notice it when I'm racing. The other piece is, this is a plastic mounted steering wheel brace. Again, it just doesn't feel like the build quality that they opted for in the Evolution. Again, this model was more expensive when it came out, and it did solve the fact that there isn't a center brace where your legs are for the pedals, but unfortunately it created more problems with what's most important in having a nice solid driving experience at the base. So what you will see, and we'll get in a little closer on this when I can move the wheel over, but what you'll see with the Evolution is it's a really solid rigid design. This doesn't move very much downward. Now, we're still talking plastic, so there's still going to be some give. And it's still an entry-level unit. But just out of the box, this is a lot more rigid. It's on carpet, so it moves now, but it's solid. The seats, it's essentially the same seat between the two. This one has the Alcantara, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but that fabric on it, and this is just the fall leather, pleather, vinyl, whatever it might be covering the seat. They both are comfortable. But again, this has the adjustable foot pedal. This will be beneficial if you were to get the T3PA Pros or the even the T3PAs. You might want a little adjustment on how you have your pedals. Otherwise, if you have a Fanatic steering wheel, even the G27, 29, you really kind of want that adjustment on the pedal base. So this older Revolution doesn't have that. But again, why did I go from the Revolution to the Evolution? I wanted a little more rigidness to the base, and I also wanted the adjustable foot pedal, entry-level seats, but $370 shipped from the website in the US when they're in stock. They're not in stock very often. I actually ordered mine from Walmart.com, fulfilled through Wayfair for another $20, so it was $390, but it got to me quick. So what's going to be next? After I get this base, the pedals, off of this unit. I'm going to move them over here so I can show, you know, kind of the difference between how much this really moves compared to what you're going to find on the Evolution. And so I will do that, and then you know, after that we'll take it for a test drive. So once that's finished, we'll be back after a short intermission. Thanks.